At Northwestern Mutual Southern Wisconsin, they believe better conversations lead to better outcomes. They focus on a holistic financial planning process that starts with where you are right now. They design solutions that fit your specific goals and priorities and that can evolve over time. Wherever you are today, no matter what's next, they'll develop customized recommendations designed to fit your life. Visit their website or call them today. Northwestern Mutual Southern Wisconsin, a better way to money. Did you know May is Mental Health Awareness Month? It's a time to prioritize your well-being and meaningful self-care. Graley Wellness is a modern mental health and wellness center right here in Madison. So whether you're managing stress, seeking relief from burnout, or just looking for a space to recharge, Graley Wellness is here to support your journey. This Mental Health Awareness Month, invest in yourself. Book a session today at GraleyWellness.com. It's time to take care of you. Today on CityCast Madison. Are you ready for cream puffs and lefse? This Saturday is Syttende, Constitution Day for Norwegians, and our neighbors over in Stoughton go all out. This weekend is their yearly festival where they mark the event by celebrating Norwegian pride and culture through a host of activities, food, and fare. To learn more about this year's festivities, we sat down with one of the organizers, the president of Stoughton Chamber of Commerce, Sarah Ebert. And while we're on the topic of getting out of town for some fun, we did a sponsored interview last week with the Minocqua Visitors Bureau on all things Minocqua, the gorgeous Northwoods vacation destination, and the many activities you can get up to. Go find that conversation in our feed. It's Tuesday, May 13th. I'm Bianca Martin, and here's what Madison's talking about. Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. Thank you.
Yes, so this weekend is Syttende Festival in Stoughton. First and foremost, what exactly is Syttende?
Well, Syttende is the celebration of Norway's constitution. So this year actually is even a bigger deal. We celebrate the 200-year anniversary of the voyage from the Restoration coming over from Norway to America. So this was seen as the first big, large-scale Norwegian immigration to the U.S.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And for those of us who grew up in Wisconsin, there's a good sense that there are a lot of Norwegians here. But can you talk about the immigration here and why the Norwegian holiday is celebrated like it is in Wisconsin?
Really, from the late 1800s to the 1900s, our city saw a major influx of Norwegian immigration. And so it was said that about 75% of the residents here spoke Norwegian as their first language. So it was a place that a lot of Norwegians came over for the rich farmlands. We have the river. So there was a lot of nice things in this area that they could take advantage of.
And that's before Wisconsin became a state, which was in 1848, right? So if it's 200 years ago. Do you think the celebrations have been going on ever since?
Well, they've always celebrated it in a much smaller fashion. The chamber here was established in 1947, and in about 1953, the chamber took on Syttende as the festival. So really, in this whole area, Syttende is the first festival. We kick off festival season. It's the first place you can get your cream puff for the year, So it's always nice. People get a little bit of cabin fever after winter's gone by, and completely ordered nice weather for the weekend, so why not get out? Our downtown is bustling. We offer a variety of activities starting on Friday morning. We start off with different places that you can visit to see different Norwegian cultural events. Downtown has food stands from one end to the other. They're all non-for-profit local food stands. So this is their biggest, most of them, their fundraising event for the year. So again, we have everywhere from Norwegian meatballs to cream puffs to brats, everything you would want at a festival. We also have a lot of athletic events. We have a great canoe race on Friday night. And the best part about that is watching them portage, get out of the water, carry the canoe around a bridge, and get back in the water.
And that's something to see.
It is something to see, especially when you have all ages trying to do it.
Yeah, I grew up in Baraboo, so, always around Portage, there's a town called Portage. It's like, oh yeah, that's actually a thing that people did in this area a lot to move around and navigate across rivers. But with these athletic competitions, are there going to be real Vikings around?
Oh, we have the Viking Games. It's a strongman competition. That's on Saturday morning. So
or women?
And women. Yep. We have that on Saturday morning. And also we have our Syttende Classic race. And this year, I'm super excited to say it's going to be hosted start and finish at our beautiful high school stadium. So that is a half marathon, a 5K, and a family 2-mile fun run. Oh, and we also have a half marathon walk.
So being active is a big part of this. Like, we're eating the cream puffs and the brats, and we're also running, and we're also getting strong, showing off our strength.
Absolutely. A little something for everybody.
Yeah, I heard there are also lots of arts-related activities, like chip carving, embroidery. There's going to be an embroidery exhibit, and I don't even know if I'm going to say this right. Rose mailing?
Rose mauling, yes.
Is that like chain metal? What is that?
No, rose mauling is a beautiful traditional Norwegian painting. If you look at it, it's very flowery. Now I don't rose maul, so any rose maulers listening, they may be cringing because I'm not giving it justice. But it's beautiful flower painting. Each thing represents something. We actually offer rose mauling classes in Stoughton. And it's, beautiful. I buy it. I don't do it.
Well, people are going to have to go and check it out. I just pulled it up because I do have a computer next to me. But yeah, it looks really beautiful. And it seems like something you paint on like pottery or plates or stuff around the home as well.
Well, a lot of it is done on wood, and it's done on...
Okay. I just saw something on like a pot.
Yep. Nope. You can do it on anything. But the traditional... rose mauling would be done on wood. We do have a rose mauling show, so you can go and see it, and you can also purchase items at the festival. Yeah.
Yeah. And so what about chip carving?
So we have a cultural demonstration, and it's held at our library this year, and they will have a rose mauling demonstration. They will have the woodworking, the carving that you can see. They also have this beautiful jewelry demonstration where they use pewter and braiding, and they have it put it on reindeer hide and make bracelets out of it. Not only can you see the finished product, but there's opportunities to see how they make it. We have a quilt display, and the quilts are already hung, and that just is amazing to see. Also within that building, we have a Hardanger exhibit, and that is a Norwegian cross-stitching type of piece on fabric. And then they go in with these little scissors and they cut around it. So there's spaces. All the Norwegian art forms take so much talent and are done well. And so, yeah.
It honestly sounds so dreamy. And to be able to go watch people doing it and the process, like, this is a dream.
Hi, I'm David Plotz, the CEO of CityCast. We've all set health goals: lose weight, exercise more, eat better. But without a plan, those goals often fade. That may have happened to you. It has definitely happened to me. And that's where Prolon comes in. Prolon's 5-day fasting mimicking diet gives you a science-backed, structured approach to stay on track and see real results. And now Prolon is upping their game with the new next-gen 5-day program, delivering the same science-backed benefits in a cleaner, more convenient, and more flavorful format. Prolon is a plant-based nutrition program featuring soups, snacks, and beverages designed to nourish the body while keeping it in a fasting state, triggering cellular rejuvenation and renewal. Next Gen builds on the original Prolon with 100% organic soups and teas, a richer taste, and ready-to-eat meals. Developed over decades at USC's Longevity Institute and backed by top U.S. medical centers, Prolon has been shown to support biological age reduction, metabolic health, skin appearance, fat loss, and energy. I've been doing the 5-day program, and I feel so much better. I really enjoy the tasty energy bars, the snacks and soups, and the fact that I can enjoy meals, even though the calorie count is super low. The flavors and textures are excellent. An olive oil snack here, broccoli and quinoa soup there, hibiscus tea, a yummy nut bar. It's got the benefits of a 5-day fast, but doesn't have the challenge of doing it with pure liquids. It's a system reset. And also, I know this sounds funny, but it's not. The packaging and directions are fantastic, clear, and well organized and thoughtful. For a limited time, you can be first in line to experience the new Next Gen at special savings. Prolon is offering CityCast listeners 15% off site-wide, plus a $40 bonus gift when you subscribe to their 5-day program. Just visit prolonlife.com/city. That's PROLONLIFE.com/city to claim your 15% discount and your bonus gift. prolonlife.com/city. This episode of CityCast is sponsored by Babbel. Learning a new language opens the door to new friends, new cultures, maybe even a whole new life. So why not start the journey today with Babbel? You can start speaking a new language with confidence thanks to Babbel's conversation-based technique. It quickly teaches you useful words and phrases about the things you actually talk about in the real world. There are more than a dozen languages available for you to learn at your own pace, with material tailored to your individual proficiency level, interests, and time availability. I'm David Plott, CEO of CityCast, and I've been learning Spanish with Babbel and brushing up a teeny bit on my French. But there's also Turkish, Swedish, Dutch, German, many more languages. Babbel's tips and tools for learning a new language are approachable and accessible. It's like having a private tutor in your pocket. I particularly love Babbel's guided conversations, which let me practice real-world conversations. What to say at the doctor's office, how to leave a party, using speech recognition to make sure I'm getting the pronunciation right. Babbel's mobile app and website have real-time feedback, progress trackers, and clear visualizations. They're helping me improve my Spanish in only 10 minutes a day. So get talking with Babbel. I want you to learn another language, so I'm teaming up with Babbel to gift you 55% off subscriptions, but only for CityCast listeners at babbel.com/citycast. Get up to 55% off at babbel.com/citycast. Spelled BABBEL.com/citycast. Babbel.com/citycast. Rules and restrictions may apply.
And speaking of culture and fabric, y'all are also hosting a Bunad or Bonad style show.
You did it right the first time, Bunad. Yep.
Can you tell us about that?
So Bunad is just a generic term for Norwegian clothing. And so a woman can have a bunad and also a man. And official bunads come from different districts in Norway. So like a district would be sort of like our different towns or counties. And each one has a certain look. I'm going to pick on the women first because the guys are nice, but they're nothing as ornate as the women. And they're made out of wool. They're all hand embroidered. They can cost thousands of dollars. And their bunad will represent a district in Norway. And so a really great example to see a variety of bunads is if you go watch the Norwegian dancers, and every one of the girls that are dancing will have a different dress on. Now, the guy's bunad typically, will match some sort of what the woman has on, and they could have long pants on, they could have knickers. You have a beautiful white blouse that's blousy. They can wear a vest or a jacket with that. And then each bunad has the jewelry that goes with it. So it's an art form in and of itself.
And probably jewelry that was very thoughtfully and craftily made, as you were just describing, with some of the arts.
Mm-hmm.
I also heard there's a parade on Sunday. Who can we see other than, as we were talking about, a few of the bunads?
Yeah, well, you can see a lot of things. A lot of our chamber businesses are a part of it. We do have, our high school marching bands. We have entertainment acts that come from around that take place in it. So we have a nice variety of all. I think we have over 80 entries this year. If you can't make it in person, which I highly recommend, there's nothing like being someplace in person. People set out their chairs and their blankets like 6 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. But they're still, if you don't get there
the
that
ones who are
early,
not messing around,
No,
they will not be
no.
missing this parade.
no.
Yeah.
But you have all the way from one end of town to the other, just goes right down Main Street. Also, our local TV station broadcasts it.
I heard something about a king and a queen. There's some royalty
We
possibly
do.
to be had.
Yeah. So every year, this is one of Stoughton's biggest kept secrets. Every year, we have applications that can be submitted. And these are people that have lived in Stoughton at least 10 years. And they have done an incredible amount of outreach and volunteering in Stoughton. So you can submit names in a bio about them. And you can't really go wrong because they have stood out. They are what makes a community work. Those are the people that roll up their sleeves and they are donating their time year after year after year. So there is a selection and it happens in the fall. And then on February, beginning of February, we have a day called Norse Afternoon of Fun. And that is a performance that the Norwegian dancers perform. And we announced the king and queen for that year, and nobody knows until that day. Matter of fact, we only refer to them as a king and queen. We don't use their name. Only the committee and the king and queen know. They're not supposed to tell their family.
Oh,
and then
wow.
that is announced. And then they are, for that year, the king and queen. So you will see in the parade a float of all the past kings and queens. And then every year we have a new one.
That is so special.
It is. It's really cool. And then in addition to that, we have a prince and princess. And that is for all our local schools here. Third graders, they can submit their name if they want to be it. And then they too get to go around for the weekend in their bunads and represent the youth. Because really Syttende is heavily focused around the youth.
It's like, I wish Madison had something like that because you have all of these people who really do contribute so much to the community, to then have them honored in this way. And also maybe just everyone on earth isn't that like that's a famous song, like who doesn't want to run the world? But have their day as a king, queen, princess, or prince. I really love that. That sounds really lovely.
It is fun. On Monday, we start a whole week and they go and tour businesses, they go to schools, they go to nursing homes. So it's not like they show up on Friday and just do the weekend. They are really heavily involved. They give up the full week for this.
Oh, wow. So they actually get to play Monarchy a little bit. I love it.
They do. They get escorts. We have people that drive them around and they have a very busy schedule. It is not for the faint of heart, that's for sure.
Are you still quoting 30-year-old movies? Have you said cool beans in the past 90 days? Do you think Discover isn't widely accepted? If this sounds like you're stuck in the past. Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. And every time you make a purchase with your card, you automatically earn cash back. Welcome to the now. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
My cat Freddie loves to be brushed and cuddled. But stirring up his cat allergens meant sneezing and itchy eyes. Then I found Purina One Live Clear. It's cat food that reduced the major allergen and my suffering in as little as 21 days. Now, we feel closer than ever. If you have issues with cat allergens, you really need to try Purina One Live Clear.
Try new Purina One Live Clear today. Purina One, a difference from day one.
Well, I want to talk a bit about food. I know we touched on it at the top, but we're just a bunch of food heads on this show. So if we can dig in a little bit more. When we're thinking about Norway, I think fish, potatoes, fresh herbs. Are those the sort of foods, in addition to the cream puffs and brats, that folks can expect to find at the fest?
Yeah, our Sons of Norway does have a dinner can do that. We do have a lot of Norwegian pastries. We have a bake sale that has all different kinds. The dancers put that on, but do have a lot of Norwegian pastries with that. The dancers do the Norwegian meatballs, which always sells out. They're very good. But we have roasted corn by Rotary, and we have the cream puffs and the cheese curds, and we have the brats and the hamburgers. We have kettle corn. We have, you got to have your snow cones and cotton candy. And we have pretzels. We have just about anything that you would want to eat. We got to feed you all weekend. So you can definitely not have the same meal twice down there.
Yeah. Well, when we're talking about Norwegian meatballs, is there a difference between Norwegian and Swedish? Who's better?
Well, I can only attest to the Norwegian meatballs.
Yeah.
And they're pretty darn good. They're in a gravy and they're big, so you definitely fill up on them.
Yeah. Well, another big star of the Norwegian food scene, or at least it gets a lot of, like if you're not Norwegian or you're not someone who eats this, is like, wow, that's what? Lutefisk? And that was a big thing we talked about last year, the big scandal. There was no lutefisk. First of all, what is lutefisk? And is that changing this year? Will it be around?
You know what? I think one of the churches outside of Stoughton did a lutefisk dinner, and I am not sure if they're doing it this year. I don't recall them letting us know, and they did not do it last year. And yeah.
Do you think it would sell?
Oh yeah, people come. Yeah, I have personally never had it.
It's a gelatinous fish for folks who do not know, right?
Yeah, I would opt for the lefse instead.
Yeah, tell us about that, the lefse.
So it is a potato mixture dough that's rolled out very thin. And then you have it on a griddle that you cook it on. You flip it. It doesn't take very long. And then you can put butter and sugar on it. Some people put cinnamon on it. You can eat it plain. We do have a dinner downtown that they wrap it in sausage. But lefse is my favorite. I like it butter and white sugar, just very simple and plain. It's a lot thinner than like a flour tortilla.
Okay.
But it's about that size.
Yeah.
I mean, a round, they're made in rounds, and they slice it up.
People are not going hungry, and with the cream puffs. Also, I hear there's food for kids, varmapølse.
Varmapølse, and that
Varmapølse?
That is the sausage wrapped up in lefse.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Amazing. Are there any foods specifically, that you'd shout out for the vegetarians listening?
Yeah, the roasted corn. And I can't forget about all the restaurants we have in town, which will have their doors open and will also offer a variety of things. So, yes.
Well, this sounds like such a lovely festival, and like it means a lot to the community.
It does. It's been going for over 70 some years. It brings about 20,000 people into town. And the only thing that you need to do to see all of this stuff is that we have sold booster buttons, and we have the availability all through town. We have stands. You buy a $5 booster button. That button gets you in anything you want for the whole festival. And really, that is the only thing you need to do. It's a very walkable festival. We do have another location up by the high school, but we have shuttle buses that run all day Saturday and Sunday, and they're free to ride. So you can park up at the high school or park downtown, but you're able to get to both places. And so it is a very doable festival for all ages.
And do you personally have a connection with Norway? Do you have Norwegian background? Is this something that you connect to on a personal level?
Well, I grew up in Stoughton. I don't know if I've ever missed a Syttende, actually, to tell you the truth, because when I was in college, we were always home by then, and I don't think so, because I still live in Stoughton. So that is my personal connection. Am I Norwegian? No, I am not. But I was a Norwegian dancer, and I am honored to say my parents were king and queen of Syttende at one time. And So I have jumped into Syttende Mai full-fledged.
Yeah, no, I absolutely love it. And to have that, you've got royalty in your bloodline.
Well, I don't know about that, but
Stoughton royalty.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, we've touched on so much here. It sounds really, really fun. Before we let you go, can you tell us, like, what's your favorite part of the festival?
It is so hard. It all depends on like the day. And now that I'm involved in the festival with the chamber, it's taken on a whole different role. Like when you come there, you just do not realize all the hundreds of people that it takes to put on this festival. The volunteers is incredible. All the hours that you put into it. So, you know, when you plan a party is much different than when you attend a party.
Yes.
So I have an appreciation as the event coordinator, but some of my favorite things just in general, you know, I love the food. I love the dancers dancing. I love the athletic events, the canoe race and the race. And just being around, everybody seems to come home for Syttende Mai and people are in a good mood. So it's just walking down the streets and being able to say hi and seeing, you know, kids have fun and families being together. And especially after COVID, you know, it was an outdoor activity and it's just highlighting what everybody wants, just community and being around people in a positive way.
Totally. Oh, man. Okay, well, I'm sure a lot of folks are already planning on going, and some listening to this, they didn't have plans. Now they have plans. Sarah, thank you so much for coming on and telling us about Syttende Mai. Now I even know how to say it correctly, and thank you for the help throughout the interview with the Norwegian phrases. It was a lot of fun.
Perfect. Thank you.
That's Sarah Ebert, president of the Stoughton Chamber of Commerce. If you want to learn more about the festival, head to our show notes for a link. That's all for today, here on CityCast Madison. I'm Bianca Martin, your host. If you enjoyed the show, why not share this episode with someone who loves cultural fare and dressing up? Hey, before we go, a reminder to go check out our conversation with the Minocqua Visitors Bureau. If you're looking for an active Northwoods escape or just find your chill, Minocqua might be your next best adventure. Go find that conversation in our feed. Alrighty, we'll be back tomorrow morning with more stories from around the city. Until then, take good care.